This conference
Session
will
is going
now
to
be recorded.
the session
Hi,
will be
hello
1 hour or
everyone.
1.5 hour. Sorry, 1 hour 45 minutes or 1 hour.
1 hour.
Okay.
1 hour. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to Isha Training Solutions. Welcome to our session, demo session of performance engineering. So pretty much I'll show you what content we are going to cover in this course journey. Okay. So we we will learn like all the uh, fundamentals in each and every layer of activities. It may be like client side, it may be like application side, it may be like database side, it may be like profiling side. Like that, we wanted to cover all the layers so that it will be kind of a um, starting point when you wanted to become a end-to-end performance engineer. In industry, how people will be starting this career is that like they will uh, they are already good in certain point and they wanted to make themselves comfortable and strong in that point, and then they will expand their knowledge in other sector. That is how this learning journey will be there. So here also what we are providing here is that like it is a triggering point for each and every learning. What we are trying to do is that like on a Java JVM side, what we are going to get it, and then infrastructure side, what we are going to get it, database side, client side monitoring side, APM tool side, like that. We are going to learn each and every layer, and then we are trying to get more information on that. So in that journey, how I designed this course structure is that I wanted to have uh, kind of practical learning, because it is not something that you are going to only hear theory content and then you cannot be comfortable in that concept, right? So what we are trying to do here is that we wanted to bring a practical oriented learning, so that if somebody is asking a question, at least you have that exposure and you have that knowledge, so you can explain to others in a clear way instead of doing it theoretically. We wanted to do it practically. So all these learnings we wanted to bring in a practical exposure, so that during any interviews or any discussion forum you can tell them like you have uh, understanding about those concepts. So that is the reason we designed this course structure in such a way. We wanted to bring the practical oriented or implementation oriented learning. So if you go and explore these learnings outside, most of the time it will be kind of a theoretical understanding. Okay, say if you wanted to understand what is this JVM monitoring or heap dump analysis, thread dump analysis, garbage collection analysis, like that. If you go and explore outside the world, you will be getting more of a theoretical understanding. But what here we are trying to do, we wanted to do all those things in a practical way, so that straight away you guys can implement that in your organization also. Because in my personal experience, I'm saying, unless and until if you are not implementing something, you will tend to forget, uh, uh, because you are not doing it, you are not practically doing it. So when I was learning all these things like long years back, right? So what I felt is that like I need to get a exposure or a chance to implement all these concepts, so that only I can learn in detail. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Unless and until you are not doing it on the ground, you will not get it more information. So here also in this course journey, we are trying to do that as well, because we don't want to only go through the theoretical content. We wanted to bring the practical flavor as well. So in that journey, what I personally going to do, like I'm going to share a sample application or a sample code, all practical implementation. Say how to install Apache Tomcat server, on top of it how to deploy your application, and then whatever the learning that we are doing, we wanted to use that application. Okay. So similarly, when you are trying to do this database learning, I will be showing like how to generate AWR reports, ADDM reports, ASH reports, how to analyze AWR reports, what are all the key metrics which is considered to be a important thing in getting the database related problem statement like that. That also we are going to do. And then client side performance monitoring, because that is very important in the market now. Most of the customers, they started discussing about client side performance monitoring, because their intention is, end of the day I need to get how my end users are actually uh, uh, experiencing the application performance. Okay, so in that case, the single user performance monitoring or client side performance monitoring is very important. And in that, how we are going to read and understand each and every metric, which metric is actually very important. Say like time to first byte, first visual change, time to interactive, uh, um, uh, load time, full load time, large contentful paint, first contentful paint, like that lot of matrices that are available. So you need to get that understanding which metric is actually very critical. In that, which critical will help us for identifying the client side performance bottleneck. That is also we are going to learn in that course of journey. We are going to learn about Chrome Dev Tools, GT metrics, web page test, Lighthouse, like that. Different variety of tool also uh, we are going to learn. Okay, and then say if you guys are doing any release level activity, I hope in this forum many are from performance testing background maybe. If you guys are doing a release level activity, now you think about what activity that you are currently doing and what you are missing. Okay, that is very important, right? Like, because I know very well many are actually doing load testing. Other than that, many are not doing any type of a testing because of the timeline, deadline pressure or timeline pressure. Because you guys are working in agile, you guys are working in DevOps, so obviously you will not find time to complete all these type of testing and then finally certify the application. No, because of the timeline pressure, in most of the organization, they are only doing load testing. Okay, only doing load testing. Load testing is nothing but what? Testing the application with the expected user load. Okay, testing the application with expected user load. That's all. Testing the application with the expected user load is not only going to simulate all your problematic situation. You need to have different variety of load condition so that you can identify your performance bottleneck. It may be a soak test, or that's what soak test, endurance test, or it may be scalability test, it may be volume test, it may be stress test, like that. You need to have different type of testing to be done, and then only you can conclude your application is working good, working bad, something like that. But many are actually missing that part, right? Because they don't have time to complete all these rounds of testing and then finally certify the application. So that is also, I would say, missing. Okay. So to avoid that, you need to assess or understand what is actually currently we are doing. Whether we are doing any client side performance monitoring, or we are doing server side performance monitoring, which means that your infrastructure monitoring that we are doing, or what. You know, when we are running our load testing, what is our CPU utilization, or what is our memory utilization? Do we have that understanding? So all these are we are missing currently. If I ask the same question to in this forum, how many are actually doing infrastructure monitoring in this forum?
Hey, Bala here. So yeah, so I'm actually a performance engineer connected from United States. So yeah, so I'm actually covering the infrastructure monitoring as part of my really performance testing.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yeah, pretty much the answer is no from everyone. Usually, I'm saying that to Bala is already looks like into the performance engineering side. That is the reason he has that exposure. And Bala, you are based out of which location?
I'm from Boston.
Yeah, so I can easily tell you those who are from on-site or the customer location, they only gets these kind of exposure initially, okay, because they most of them will interact with the customer day in day out. They will have a chance to discuss with them. Kind of environment will be there. So the privilege problem or the access problem will be little easy for them to get it. So the exposure will be there. Many those who are actually doing performance testing, they are not focusing on infrastructure monitoring, or they are not aware of it. That is also one case. Many are not aware of it, and they don't have the privilege or permission to do the monitoring. That is also a story. So now in this course journey, what we are going to do, we are going to learn about Windows performance monitoring and then Linux performance monitoring. Both the things we are going to do. So it is to bring the thought process, like if you are doing infrastructure monitoring, what are all the things that you will monitor, which metric you need to consider, which metric you will use to diagnose a infrastructure problem. Like that, we are going to get the understanding. That is very important, right? Because currently, what you guys are doing, if I draw a picture, okay, if I consider your client side, server side, and then DB side. Okay, if I say this is client side and this is server side, and then this is DB side. Along with that, network is also there, but I'm not covering it. I'm not telling it. So now look at the way or you analyze yourself. What you are currently providing to your stakeholder, your developer or your stakeholder. What you are currently providing is the bits and pieces of all these layers. Okay, but providing this end-to-end layer is actually the expectation. You have to provide the end-to-end layer information. That is very important. Okay, E to E. E to E, you have to provide it. That is a real expectation. Okay, many are actually saying they are not providing it. They'll only rely on the performance testing tool level metric. Okay, performance testing tool level metric only everybody is providing. Okay, so tell me guys, like what your performance testing tool is actually focusing on. Anybody can say your performance testing tool is focusing on what?
Your application end-to-end response time, right?
Uh,
Times.
Yeah, average response time. Your performance testing tools are focusing on this information only.
Yeah, basically the backend.
Yeah, this layer. Okay. So your performance testing tools are focusing on this layer only because it is actually communicating in HTTP. I mean, transport layer. Okay. So your performance testing tools, that too HTTP protocol. Those who are using HTTP protocol, they are not focusing on their presentation layer. UI layer they are not focusing on. So the number that you are publishing is not complete. Okay, is not complete. So what I am trying to say, if you are not providing full result, then how we are expecting others to resolve your problem statement? You need to provide full information. Then only in that they will do further investigation. Then they will try to resolve the problem. Right? So you need to provide a little more detailed information. Information about client side, information about server side, information about DB side. All those things are very important for the stakeholder, because then only they will also get to know like where or which tier is actually the problem. Is it a client side, server side, DB side? Which tier is actually the problem, and then they will focus more. So currently that is a problem. We are not focusing on end-to-end report. We are not focusing on end-to-end report. Okay, and this learning, this entire learning, we are going to use different tools guys. Okay, in my course journey also I am going to say we are going to learn visual VM. Okay, visual VM, this is a utility tool inside your JDK folder. Inside your Oracle JDK folder, there is a utility called visual JVisual VM. Okay, JVisual VM. Okay, so this tool will be helpful for you to understand your memory and your threads. All those information you can validate it. Okay, so JVisual VM utility tool we are going to learn, and then JConsole. This is also one another utility tool inside your JDK folder. So this utility tool also we are going to learn. So these two tools, utility tools, will be helpful for us to understand what is happening in your heap, what is happening in your thread. So what is happening in your heap and what is happening in your thread. These two considered to be open source, right? Because you are getting it inside your JDK bin folder itself. So once you are using this tool, you are going to do the JVM monitoring. How your heap is utilized, how your thread is utilized, all this information you can validate. These are something like open source JVM monitoring. Similarly, we are going to learn one more tool called your kit Java profiler. Okay, everybody will shortly call this as YJP. Okay, so your kit Java profiler, this is actually a commercial one. Okay, in our course journey we are going to learn this tool as well. Your kit Java profiler also we are going to learn. When you are installing this Java profiler, how you are going to profile your code. Okay, profiler means what? It is going to profile your code, and it is going to say like is there any problem or what, which is the hotspot. Okay, where you are finding it like you are spending more of your memory, more of your CPU, more of your thread, like that you are going to understand it. This is actually a commercial tool, right? Definitely it will give more information than JVisual VM and JConsole, because those are considered to be a static monitoring tool. Here you have a source code integration also, so we will be getting little more information, line in which the problem statement is actually available. That information also you will be getting it in the YJP, your kit Java profiler. So there are multiple options are there in this Java profiler. Either you can attach to a JVM. Okay, attach is nothing but you don't require a source code. You can attach to the JVM and then identify the heap related, thread related, target collection related issues. You can identify it. Or you have your source code, so that you can integrate with the source code and identify your problem. Either way you can do it. Okay, attached to the JVM or source code integration. Both the way you can do it. That is this tool capability. Okay, your kit Java profiler. Along with that, we are going to learn one more tool called JProfiler, which is also a very industry familiar profiling tool. Okay, JProfiler, which is a Java profiler. There also you have the option to attach to the JVM, or you can integrate with your source code and identify your problem statement. You can identify heap related, thread related, garbage collection related. All those issues can be easily identified using this profiling tool. I would say if you are properly using, or if you are properly integrating your source code with your this profiling tool, off job done, because you're going to get the line or the method where the problem is actually happening. That kind of a deeper understanding you will be getting it. Anyways, in our course journey, we are going to learn that in detail. I will be showing you a sample execution of a program in Eclipse, and then how to identify the problem statement. Similarly, I will be running a program in Apache Tomcat, and then how to understand the problem statement with respect to CPU, with respect to memory, with respect to your garbage collection, like that. We will be learning that. That is also we are going to learn using this Java Profiler tool. Okay, and we also have one more tool learning called GC Viewer. Okay, GC Viewer. So in our garbage collection section, what we will do, we will collect GC logs. Okay, there is a argument available. That argument you have to configure it and then try to capture the garbage collection logs. When we are having the GC logs, okay, post collection, what you guys should do during your load testing execution or soak testing execution, you have to start this log capturing. Okay, log capturing you have to start it, and then post execution, what you can do, you can use that logs to open it in GC Viewer. Okay, and then identify number of minor GC, number of major GC, number of full GC. Okay, all those information you can easily understand using this GC Viewer tool. Okay, so along with that, we will be learning one more online tool called GCEC. GCEC. Okay, how you can upload this tool? Just a minute, I'm getting a question. Are you going to cover JDK mission control? No, which is not part of our course content, Venkat. But I can cover it theoretically, like what is Java mission control. We can do that, no problem. How to use in pods. So we don't have the Dockers and Kubernetes infra, Venkat, but I can cover probably on a high note. I can cover a Java machine control. Okay. So GCEC, which is one another tool that we are going to learn for garbage collection learning. Okay, we actually saying this tool will be very useful in analyzing your garbage collection logs. Okay, and then there is one more tool called Heap Hero. Okay, Heap Hero for analyzing your heap. Okay, for analyzing your heap, when you're analyzing your heap dump, so say like you capture heap dump and then you wanted to GCEC is having both the combination, Venkat. It is having a free version and also having a paid version. Both the versions are there. So Heap Hero also we are going to learn for your heap dump analysis. Okay, when you are trying to actually you captured a heap dump and you wanted to analyze that means using this Heap Hero, you can this tool. Okay, this is actually a heap dump analyzing tool. So this you can use it to upload your heap dump and then try to learn or understand about your heap dump analysis. Okay, similarly thread dump analyzer also there. Okay, fast thread. Okay, fastthread.io. Okay, this is actually for your thread dump analysis. You can use this tool. Okay, And similarly, we are also going to learn about, I told you, GT metrics, and then web page test, and then Lighthouse. Even you can learn about your dev tools. Okay, these are something we are going to learn, and uh, uh, we are also going to learn about app dynamics. Okay, this is also we are going to learn as part of your APM tool understanding, application performance monitoring tool understanding. We are going to learn about app dynamics. I'll take a pass here. Anybody have any question till now?
Hey, Saran Bala here.
Yeah, Bala.
Yes, Saran. So this GT metrics web page test Lighthouse, right? So the GT metrics, from my understanding, right? GT metrics where we have a landing pages or the single page, right? Where it's like you don't have any dependency on the further up pages like a path to purchase when you're it's a basically if it's a retail application, right? E-commerce. So those scenarios cannot be, from my understanding, it's not it's difficult in GT metrics to cover, right? When you have a dependency of multiple pages, right? But when it comes to web pages, yes, we have the hosted scripting, we can do that. But the challenge with the web page test is like when nowadays like we are fastly moving to a single page application, right, using Next.js or Electrode, whatever it is, right? But is it really is there any way where we can focusing or we can capture the SPA page load where it will not be an onload right nowadays with the SPA behavior? In that case, how are you going to capture the SPA metrics? Particularly, Google has come up with a new web vitals nowadays, right? The CLS, FCP, those contents. So like Lighthouse can provide, but Lighthouse also cannot be like it's not. I don't know. From my understanding, we cannot use Lighthouse for multi-page application behavior, right? So in that case, are we going to cover specific to the SPA behavior from the client side?
So, not specific to SPA.
Mm-hmm.
What we are trying to do here, these are tools that are available to do. These are the activities, and then which one is actually best suited for our organization need, we can take that choice. That is how we are going to get it. Even this dev tool option, it is also something that we are going to say the core capability of the dev tools, and then web page test. As you mentioned, multi-page navigation is still possible in web page test. GT metrics, as you mentioned, correct, it is a landing page one. And Lighthouse, whichever the page that you are navigating, and then you are generating a report, that level of information it will provide based on the page navigation that you are doing, and then you click the generate report. Basically, it will provide that metric. So we are going to cover like each and every customer need. Say like retail based customer, they don't want to literally focus on other places. They wanted to have landing page understanding alone. Then you need to use GT metrics. Or there are people, they are saying like, no, my landing page is actually a login page alone. Next page only my actual content is actually coming. In that case, you go with web page test or other solutions like that. Only we are going to learn.
Okay.
So the single page application is actually covers under this for sure, because your dev tools is nothing but it is comprises of all the behavior captured. So it is not something that you are going to only focus on SPA. No, we are covering all the aspects, but we are not only focused on SPA. We are focusing on generalized client side monitoring.
Okay, got you. So you will be explaining each and every web vitals, web metrics, like as you said, like the first paint, the TTFP, all those.
Yeah. We are going to learn that, and actually saying this web vitals nowadays it is part of all the single user performance monitoring tool. Actually, they in the May month only they were very focused on releasing that metrics and even Google and saying. But now almost in all the tools, if you go to Lighthouse straight away in the landing page, you will see the Google web vitals as a separate So now everybody is focusing on Google Web Vitals, because the older ones like your load time, full load time, first visual change, or your time to interactive and all. Nowadays it is there, but more focus is there for this largest contentful paint, the first contentful paint, or your loading time. All those latest Web Vitals only they are focusing on. So we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that in our course.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more last question. So I'm seeing you're actually focusing more on the Java applications, right? So is there any topic will be covered for Node.js applications too?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Say, I'll tell you the reason. You can understand. So if you are trying to go with multiple stack, then the weightage of the course will become very, very large. So say how it will happen, it will go beyond 40 days or 50 days, like that the session will go. So we don't want to overstretch the course content. So we wanted to have an optimized number, and then we wanted to cover the maximum things. That's the reason. That's the reason behind we did not have more of technology stack attributed. But we'll point taken. Maybe we'll try to attribute, because in Isha itself we have multiple performance engineering batches are there actually. .NET performance engineering, Java performance engineering, cloud performance engineering, like that we focus on. So maybe we'll take your point, and then we'll try to attribute somewhere in our performance engineering course. Okay.
Sure. That would be helpful. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks for your input. So yeah. So we are going to bring that flavor, because Adityam, we are going to learn AppDynamics APM tool. Adityam. Okay. See, our intention is to bring one thought process, like one APM tool at least. Here we are giving two profiling tool, unutility tool, online utility tool, database monitoring options. Like that only we wanted to bring in Aditya. So in that we wanted to bring AppDynamics APM tool understanding, and how AppDynamics can be used for your end-to-end performance monitoring also. Either way, Dynatrace and AppDynamics is the same application performance monitoring, right? So we wanted to bring AppDynamics thought process. Clear, Aditya?
One more question, Saran. Sorry for the many questions. So when you talk about the databases, right? So are we are we going to focus on the relational or the NoSQL databases, like the Couchbase, MongoDB?
No, we are focusing on Oracle.
Oracle. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. So for DB, Oracle DB, Venkat, you have actually Oracle is having a inbuilt tool. AWR reports is actually there. Okay, AWR reports, ADDM reports, and ASX reports. Through that, how to identify your Oracle DB problem statements. That is what we are going to learn. Okay, I think you are working in SQL Server. I think that is the reason you are asking this question. In SQL Server only, you have the SQL profiling tool inbuilt. Okay, here it is actually AWR ADDM in ASH. Okay. Yeah. So so what we are actually in a detailed way, what we are going to do. First of all, we should know what is performance engineering, or what performance engineer will do. Okay, and then we wanted to bring in that JVM monitoring, heap level understanding, thread level understanding, garbage level understanding, memory level also, your out of memory understanding or memory leak understanding. That understanding we wanted to bring in, and then once that is done, we wanted to bring the infrastructure monitoring concepts. So that is the reason I added perfmon And then in Linux monitoring, we are going to learn vmstat, netstat, iotstat, even sir top, even nmon utility also we are going to learn. That is also very important, nmon. Okay, so we will be checking like how to do a live monitoring using nmon, or how to collect your nmon report, and then how to prepare a excel report. That is all we are going to learn when we are learning about nmon. Okay, once we are done with the infrastructure understanding, anyways we are going to learn Oracle DB concepts, and then we are going to learn about client side performance. In that way only I covered GTmetrix for web page test and all. And then we are going to learn about app dynamics, and then finally the core CPU related problems and memory related problems like that also we are doing. So if you look at or segregate our entire course content, you will feel like that understanding will be there. We wanted to touch each and every layer, starting point for each and every learning. And then we will be getting to learn like more on that. That is the intention. That is the intention of this entire course journey. So here pretty much what we are going to do, uh, probably it is actually planned for 23 plus hours of um, course journey. Okay, 23 plus hours of course journey, and daily 1 hour of session will be there. Okay, yeah, Bala, we are going to do HTTP log analysis, AWS stats, Google Analytics, those tools, how we will be using for your log analysis. That is what we are going to learn, Bala. Okay, so this is actually a 23 plus hours of a course journey. Daily 1 hour we are planning to have the session. The same time slot, this time slot, it is actually 8 to 9 Indian time, correspondingly in other locations. Okay, 8 to 9 Indian time and correspondingly in other locations also. So those who are interested to proceed with this course journey, please reach out to Kumar. Okay, this is Kumar's number. I'll paste it in the chat. You guys can take it. Those who are interested to proceed with this course journey, please reach out to Kumar. This is Kumar's number, Kumar. Okay, and I will also paste this course content link also. You guys can take it. All these sessions will be recorded, and we will share the YouTube link to you, so that on a daily basis you can go and check that videos. All those videos are lifetime access. You will be getting the lifetime access, and all the contents will be shared through Google Drive. Okay, the performance engineering course content, even these tools, WAR files, all those things we will be sharing through Google Drive. Okay, so 23 plus hours of a session, and weekday session. Okay, it is a Monday to Friday session, and Saturday and Sunday holiday. Monday to Friday we will be having the sessions. Any question, guys? Still, anybody have any question?
Hi, Shravan. Aditya
Yes.
beside. Actually, what course I have joined was with Dynatrace, which I got from Gupta sir, I think.
Oh,
And
Adityam. Okay. You discussed with Kumar.
okay,
Probably I got the info. That is the reason I conveyed to you. You discussed with
oh,
Kumar. Is there any change in plan? I'll get the update from Kumar. Okay.
okay, okay, okay.
Sure. So those who are interested to proceed with this course journey, please reach out to Kumar sir. 80199524227 is number. All the artifacts and then this video will be provided to you. And it is a weekday session, Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday is holiday. 23 plus hours of a course journey we are planning, and uh, you will be covered all the topics in that time. Okay. So pretty much this is the course content also. I shared the link with you people. You guys can take a look, and if you still have any question related to course content, any additional things that you are expecting, like now we had a discussion, right? So like that, you have any things that you want to discuss, you can still discuss with Kumar. Okay. So with this, probably we'll wrap up this demo session. We are planning to start our session from tomorrow. So please do your enrollments. So we'll start our session from tomorrow. I hope we will all group together tomorrow for our day one session of performance engineering. Thanks all for joining today's session, and have a nice day. Bye bye.